Hey y'all. Back at it. This thing called podcast, of course. Here for another episode. And really quick, I wanted to bring to you guys' attention um one of my books because I know I brought it up in a previous episode and I thought, you know what, KJ, if you're gonna bring it up, why not just go ahead and tell them about one? I have three of them written so far. Um, the first one, which is kind of near and dear to my heart, is relationship commitments. And here it is right here, you guys. I mean, and it's not even a big book. It's a not, I call it a mini book because it gives you all the information you need literally in a few short pages. And in this book specifically, I give the 8 relationship commandments, is kind of what I call them. Because I think in relationships, we always want to set rules or standards, but these that I have in this book are guaranteed to help. If you understand, if you realize, if you really meditate and think about the 8 that I have in here, they are definitely meant to help you in your relationship. And I'm not going to give out all 8. I'm not, but I am going to give out a few because I think in giving out a few, it'll help you, kind of maybe see if you want to get into the book or not, things like that. So, here you go. Life is cyclical, which means relationships are cyclical. Life is life, and you will experience highs and lows regardless of your partner. And I think that's true. I think we need to understand that life is cyclical, meaning we're going to have cycles. We're going to have seasons where we're going to have good, we're going to have bad. It's going to be ups, it's going to be downs. We're going to be at our highest point, we're going to be at our lowest point, and that is life. That is exactly what life is. So if you view life like that, then you have to view relationships like that too. No relationship is perfect. No relationship is all good. And if you do, there's a problem. And no relationship is all bad. Because if you do, there's a problem. There is going to be this fluctuation, this up and down, this roller coaster ride, so to speak, pattern that just happens. And once we start getting comfortable realizing that, I think in relationships, it will be a lot easier for us to be a lot more understanding, a lot more empathetic and sympathetic towards our partner and even ourselves in relationships. Another one, change is inevitable. People grow, change, mature, and evolve. You can't change anything about anyone. That's a personal choice, which takes a mindset change first. And I think that is key in relationships because sometimes some of us get in relationships thinking, oh, we could change this person. Oh, they might not like it, but that's okay. We might not be their cup of tea, but that's okay. We can get them to change their minds. And you might get it to change for a period, for a moment. But if that partner of yours really doesn't want to change for themselves and then really change their mindset, and any change starts with a mindset change first. I don't care if you're at work. I don't care if it's home related. I don't care if it's, personal within yourself, habits you're trying to change. It all takes a mindset change first. And you have to be able to focus and be able to be like, okay, mindset wise, I'm going to try to change this. And then once your mind gets there, it makes it easier for the behavior and for the habits to be different as well. And a lot of change is not overnight, especially the older we get. The saying that, it's hard to teach your old dog new tricks is very true. The older you get, the harder it is to change habits. Not saying it's impossible, because you can still change a habit if you want to. But it takes a mindset change first, and then you have to be willing to put those efforts and steps forward to change that behavior, to change that habit, to do what you need to do to be a different and better person. First for yourself, and then for your partner or other people in your lives. Because you have to do it for you. It's just like with weight loss. If you don't do it for yourself, then you can end up regretting it in the end. Because who's to say this relationship or this person is going to stay in your life forever? So here you go in and change something, and now they don't choose not to be in your life, and now you're mad. Well, you chose to do it. So in all parts of change starts with us first. We have to understand that. It starts with me. It starts with you. And then after that happens, our partners, our children, our family, our friends all feel the trickle and the effect of that change. But it has to start with us first. That is very key. Now let's do one more. Learn how to effectively communicate with your partner. Love languages are key. Fighting fair is required, which we can call the rules of engagement. And I believe that is effective communication with anybody, not just your partner, but even with your parents, with your siblings, with your friends, with co-workers, with other people in life. Having effective communication skills is important because we have to be able to hear each other and listen to each other to really be able to make a change, to really be able to have an effective and good relationship. If we cannot communicate effectively, then a lot of times that relationship, there's points of it where it's not going to be all good. There's points of it where you'll have points of contention because the communication in itself is not the best. And I think in any relationship, in any partnership, business, whatever, communication is key. We have to be able to communicate with each other and communicate openly and honestly with each other in order to make sure that relationship grows and blossoms. And then romantically speaking, love languages are key. When it comes to communication, when it comes to showing love to your partner, you have to know their love language because we all love differently. We all love other people differently, and we all receive love differently. And so we have to remember that knowing who a person is and what their love language is very key, because I can love you, but if I'm loving you how I want to be loved, and that's different than how you want to be loved, you're not going to be receiving the love as well as I want you to, because that's not how you view love. And vice versa. If you are giving me love in a way that I don't necessarily receive it or kind of perceive it to be love, but that's how you want to be loved or that's how you give love, well, we're going to have communication here to really be able to meet a common ground here. Because it's not like we can't change these things. We can. But we have to be able to communicate, okay, this is how you're loving me. This is how I want to be loved. What middle ground can we come to in being able to love each other effectively? And I think that's key. And in relationships, you have to be able, any relationship, romantic, platonic, family, friends, you have to be able to communicate. That is key. That is number one. So that's just a few little tips for my first book, you guys. I have 3, again, total. And right now they're in editing phases. So I am working on getting it all perfected for you guys. And then I'm thinking about, how I want to exactly give them to you guys. So stay tuned for that. But they will be available and hopefully be available very shortly, depending on the editing process. But I will keep you guys abreast and attuned as to what's happening, because of course, you guys will be the first ones to know when they're available, and I hope you'll be the first ones to get a copy of it as well. But this is KJ, This Thing Called Podcast. Please leave a comment. Let me know what you think about the 3 that I listed. If you haven't already, like this episode, subscribe to the channel, share it with a friend. I'm big on sharing because, again, it's all about positivity. It's all about growing and being better. And if we're going to share the negative stuff, why not share the positive stuff as well? That's all I'm saying, you guys. Again, have a good week. Enjoy your weekend. See you guys later.